Board first. That'd be a good idea. Let's start with the art. Let's go Escher Interactive, exploring the art of the infinite. Yeah, so I was actually going to look up what MC Escher, the MC in MC Escher stands for, but didn't get around to it. You'll know his artwork. It's that sort of weird optical illusion sort of shit. All right. And that's a little quiet. Let's turn it up. Get some of that sweet MIDI going. Escher Interactive. Alright. Yeah, that's messing with my head already. Oh no, the cubes. Are they cubes or are they triangles? I don't know. It's all so mysterious. Oh, we're going to play some Cubit. Alright. Is this... Maybe this is like the volume slider. Yeah, set volume. Turn that up and down a little bit. What else we got? Oh, we got the little thing. So we got MC Escher Gallery, Tessellation Workshop, Convex and Concave, Animated Escher Spheres, Morphing, Magic Images, and Impossible Puzzles. Yeah, righto. Let's just work our way through.
This is a picture book of MC Escher's life.
His parents.
His childhood.
His decision to become an artist.
His travels in Italy.
His marriage.
His family.
His vision.
His growing fame.
His contacts with scientists and mathematicians.
His legacy as a graphic artist. Click on any picture for more information.
Okay, let's see where he travelled.
Two of the great passions of Escher's life, the Italian landscape and traveling as a passenger on seagoing freighters, were discoveries of his mid-20s. This photograph shows Escher sketching on the upper deck of the freighter Paganini while on a voyage that took him to various Mediterranean ports, mostly in Italy and Spain, in 1936.
Escher first traveled to Italy briefly in the spring of 1922 and couldn't wait to return. In September, he left Amsterdam on the freighter Juno, bound for Spain and Italy. The voyage enchanted him. One night he wrote in his diary, "I saw an unforgettably beautiful spectacle. Some porpoises, illuminated by the phosphorescent sea, were playing just in front of the ship." Henceforth, he always traveled by freighter when possible.
It was on this trip that Escher first visited the Alhambra in Granada.
He could have flown, but
the Moorish decorative motifs he
saw
sketched
the
there
state of technology for flight at that stage and just went, no, we're just going to take a boat.
It would be almost 15 years before he began to create
we had an Austrian fellow as well, most
incorporating
dapper gent.
interlocking shapes.
Thank you for that.
Escher's love of Italy
come
found
over
expression
from,
in numerous
Stream.
prints and drawings of the Italian landscape, made between 1922 and the late 1930s. A Dutch artist who met the young Escher in Assisi, Italy, in 1922, recalled,
I guess that's the inspiration. Like there were a lot of squares in the architecture in
He
Italy.
had a striking nose, clear blue eyes, a rather unsure mouth, and an expression of genial frankness. He told me how much he was enjoying Italy, a country that should never be left. 2 years later, Escher, true to his word, settled in Rome.
Oh, in
1923,
okay.
Escher wrote a friend from Siena. "Many wonderful prints are springing from my mostly industrious hands, and the question whether they contain any beauty I leave to be answered by the miserable generations to come." Escher's contemporaries, at least, took no notice, and these works, which comprised the bulk of his output during his Italian sojourn, brought him little recognition and virtually no income.
Escher's self-portrait of 1929 presents the young artist as a man of the world, although the expression is wary and arrogant at the same time.
It's a bit
After Escher's death, his longtime agent, J. W. Vermeulen, wrote feelingly about Escher's artistic isolation in Italy that lasted almost 30 years, saying, "If it hadn't been for his well-to-do parents and parents-in-law, he would have had to live in real poverty all those years, or perish without fame in some routine little job or other."
There you go. Yeah, let's see what his wife is
in
like.
In March 1923, Escher met and fell in love with Jette Umeker at an inn in Naples. Jette was the same age as Maurits. She was with her parents, who led a wandering life, traveling about Italy and Switzerland.
In September,
must be nice to have
Maurits
money.
introduced Jette to his parents, and his father insightfully noted in his diary that she had a rather melancholy appearance. Escher captured this aspect of his wife's personality in his woodcut of 1925.
Oh,
In fact,
he's done some
Jetta
woodcutting
was
as well.
destined to suffer
Yeah,
periodically
okay.
from depression in the ensuing years.
Maurits and Jetta were married in June 1924 in Viareggio, Italy, and this photograph was taken 2 months later in Holland.
Escher's conception of marriage is
Yeah,
expressed
that
in
was
his
one of his
lithograph
famous
of
ones. So he didn't get
1956
super famous
that he
until,
called
like,
Bond of Union.
yeah, until he was much
As
older.
he described it, here 2 spirals portraying a woman's and a man's head are united in one endless strip. With their foreheads even hooked to each other, they form
Yeah,
together
you wouldn't want to
an
put that away in the
indissoluble
cupboard or
bond
something.
of
You had
union.
to take ages to, like, untangle it and set it back up again. Yeah, let's see what his vision was
Escher's
like.
departure from Italy in 1935 marked the beginning of an outpouring of works that were to make him famous throughout the world. As he himself later explained it, "In Switzerland, Belgium, and Holland, where I successfully established myself, I found the outward appearance of landscapes and architecture less striking than those which are particularly to be seen in the southern part of Italy. Thus I felt compelled to withdraw from the more or less direct and true-to-life illustrating of my surroundings. No doubt this circumstance was in a high degree responsible for bringing my inner visions into being."
The self-portrait in a spherical mirror, finished in January of 1935, about 8 months before the family left Italy, is a symbol of Escher's new approach to his art. Escher had printed a new self-portrait about every 5 years, beginning in 1919. This latest one used the spherical mirror to present a view of himself and his studio as being in a world apart from the everyday one of conventional perception.
What Escher called his inner visions revolved around the modes of visualizing complex ideas about space and design that would preoccupy him for the rest of his life. His great theme of the division of a plane into interlocking figurative or geometric forms announced itself in 1937, and was soon finding expression in elegant prints such as Sky and Water.
In Cycle, a print of 1938, Escher combined the vernacular
It's a fan of
architecture
that
of the
GNOME
Italian
meme
mountain
from the
villages
internet, I
that
see.
he had grown to love, and his newfound fascination with the division of the plane.
It's cool. Like,
By
God, to do that
1939,
by hand
Escher had
would
completed
be crazy.
Development 2,
Just
the first of his many attempts to find a graphic expression
because
of
not
the
only
concept
like
of
he's
infinity.
morphing the shapes
Escher's work
slowly
of the
over
late
time.
1930s
That'd be a bit more
represented
tricky.
an enormous breakthrough in his
Couldn't
art.
just make like a cookie cutter or something, and stamp it on a bit of paper.
Escher ended his brief speech accepting the Culture Prize of the Dutch city of Hilversum in 1965 by expressing his pride at being a graphic artist. "The graphic arts are an honest craft," he said, "and I consider it a privilege to be a member of the Guild of Graphic Artists."
Escher found draftsmanship and printmaking both satisfying
I've seen the
and
meme
frustrating.
version of that one.
He celebrated
Each
the
hand's
act of
like
drawing
drawing
in his
dicks and
1948
saying you're gay,
lithograph,
you are
Drawing
gay,
Hands.
lol.
7 years later, when he was 57 years old, he wrote to his son Arthur, "God, I wish I could learn to draw a bit better. It takes so much effort and perseverance to do it well. Sometimes I'm close to delirium with pure nerves."
Oh, so
The
he's a bit of a
exacting work of
perfectionist
making
as well, I guess.
prints was unforgiving in its demands on Escher's hand and
At least
eye.
not as bad as the guy who did
When he
like
was
The Thief and the
67,
Cobbler.
he
Just-
wrote of a new
that
woodcut.
far out.
"Oh dear, that knot. In the evening I sometimes feel dizzy with the effort. I've finally arrived at a relatively definite plan. 3 pictures, together in one colored woodcut. A tour de force of perspective. Am I so stupid that it seems so difficult?"
In July 1969, when Escher was working on the woodcut Snakes, he wrote to
That's
a
good. All
friend,
the pictures are
"My
like
hand doesn't
reasonably
shake at all,
high quality.
and my
They are
eyes are
getting
still
them
good
kind of
enough
full
for
screen.
such precision work. I've been doing this kind of work for over 50 years now, and nothing in this strange and frightening world seems more pleasant to me." On account of his deteriorating health, Snakes was to be his last print.
Oh, right.
Maurits Escher died at the age of
Maurits.
73
Yeah,
in
right.
Hilversum, Holland, on March 27, 1972. As his son George recalled the day, On the 27th, I spent the morning with him as usual. We had a little chat, and he made a joke about the ridiculousness of his situation, which left me smiling for a while. When I returned to the hospital after lunch, I was met by a nurse who took me to Dr. Glasenberg. He told me that father had died early in the afternoon. The period of being close and together was over.
A little bit sad. Yeah, we'll skip these and we'll do fame and
Escher's
science.
following in Holland grew through the 1940s, but his work first came to the attention of the wider world in 1951.
Yeah, no, I love this one,
In
how
that
they're
year,
like coming
an
off the
article about
page,
Escher
going
in the
3D
February
and going
issue
back
of
again.
the art
That one's
magazine
great.
The Studio led to pieces in Time magazine on April 2nd and Life magazine on May 7th, which had the headline, "Speaking of Pictures, an artist experiments with perspective to achieve some weird pictorial effects."
The article in Life introduced the 52-year-old artist to over 5 million American readers. Among the 9 prints and drawings reproduced in the magazine was Reptiles
Yeah, that's
of
right, because it would have been
1943,
Life magazine. And
which brings
it's
together a number
sort
of
of peak,
Escher's
I guess.
favorite themes in one image.
The Time and Life stories were the beginning of Escher's conquest of America. The impact on Escher's life was immediate, as he wrote in a letter to a friend later in
Oh,
May.
he's got the black and white bird from
Two
Vampire
publications
Survivors.
in
That means they get the
have led
evolved
to
form.
all sorts of orders, 6 of Day and Night since April, and many
I've
letters
been
to
slack on
answer.
that. I've been playing that a fair bit
I'm
at
looking
work.
forward to the summer holidays.
Still got plenty to unlock though.
The woodcut Day and Night of 1938 was Escher's most popular print, and he had to reprint it many times. By 1954, Escher was writing to his American agent, "I do not intend to pass the rest of my life as a stamping machine, but I desire to make new work. The only way to get more freedom seems to be selling less with higher prices."
For the rest of his life, Escher struggled
That's
to
a nice
balance
one,
the
too.
pleasure he took in having an enthusiastic audience with the need for solitude that had been nurtured by a lifetime of largely uninterrupted art-making. The 1950 lithograph Contrast, Order and Chaos expresses Escher's deep feeling, which only grew stronger as he aged, that the clutter of the world should not become a distraction from what he called the unattainable ideal.
Escher's mood as he approached 50 was somber. The closest he came to making a self-portrait in the 1940s was the mezzotint I of 1946. Whereas his last self-portrait of a decade before showed the artist reflected in a spherical mirror, this one showed death in the form of a skull reflected in the artist's own eye.
Okay. Yeah, I think. Because I'm just wondering, like this will probably shed some light on the science behind it. Because it doesn't seem like he was that mathematically inclined, really.
Escher was not a scientist himself,
Yeah, there
but
you
he
go.
often set out to illustrate mathematical concepts in his elegant visual language, at times constructing three-dimensional models like the one seen in this photograph. He was delighted that scientists, particularly mathematicians and crystallographers, took such great interest in his work.
Crystallographers were particularly interested
Yeah,
in
I've actually
Escher's
got. I
images
wonder
that
if he'd
divided
seen
a
like
plane into
fractals in his
interlocking
lifetime, because
figures
that's a
crystals
mathematically
grew in similar
sound concept
patterns.
there.
In 1942, Escher described his system of dividing a plane in a notebook full of drawings like this, and in 1958 published a book on his theories. In 1959, Escher proudly recounted a visit of an American crystallographer and his wife. When I told
He
them
liked
my
the wife a
usual
lot
story
more.
about not knowing anything about mathematics, they answered, "You obviously know more about it than any of us."
One particularly important scientific association was with the Canadian mathematician H.S.M. Coxeter, who developed a system of dividing a plane that particularly interested Escher. Their correspondence resulted in Escher's producing a series of woodcuts between 1958 and 1960, called Circle Limit 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the third in the series.
While that's going, I'm
Escher
going to...
felt that
Because I
these
keep forgetting the
prints
name
were
of the
among
guy who
his
did
greatest
Great Wave
achievements.
of Carnegie.
Another very popular Escher lithograph, Ascending and Descending, was inspired by a
Because I keep bringing
magazine
it up.
article about the work of the
Katsushika
English
Hokusai. That's the
mathematicians
guy.
L.S. Penrose and Roger Penrose. Here, Escher found a drawing of an impossible object, an endless staircase that appeared to be ascending and descending
Yeah, I
at the
gotta
same
get like
time.
the newsletter for
Escher
fucking
found the
National
image of the
Gallery of
endless
Victoria or
staircase
something, just to see
suggestive
what's
of the
coming
human
out.
condition.
Occasionally, scientists offered Escher ideas for prints. A professor he met at a mathematics conference in 1954 suggested that he create an image that plays with the visual cues that tell us whether a surface is convex or concave, which resulted in the lithograph Convex and Concave.
Ultimately, Escher's faith rested on
Ooh,
the
that's a nice
ideal
one
of a
too.
natural order. When accepting the Culture Prize of the Dutch city of Hilversum in 1965,
That actually
he
would have
said,
been tricky
"The
to
laws
do
of the
as well,
phenomenon
because
around
like
us, order, regularity,
you
cyclical
like you'd have,
repetitions,
yeah, fair
and
enough. You have a
renewals
drop of water
have
and
assumed
leaf or
greater
something, but
and
that's going to
greater importance
evaporate
for me.
eventually.
The awareness of their
You have to
presence
like burn
gives
the
me
image
peace
of that little
and provides me
reflection
with
in your
support.
mind, wouldn't you?
I try in my prints to testify that we live in a beautiful and orderly world, and not in a formless chaos as it sometimes seems."
All right, what else we got at work? Oh, we get a little video on it.
This name, artist, I've always been very suspicious about it. I don't actually know what it means. I don't even know what art is. I do know what science is, but I'm no scientist.
Yeah, and he didn't even like measure that or anything. He just put it where he thought it would fit, and then just, yeah, that's pretty cool. Because apparently that's like a sign of a high intelligence. The fact that being able to draw like a perfect circle by hand.
Succeeds. They all miss. Naturally. Because it's the dream I tried.
I've tried it. I can't do it in like one motion like that. I can kind of like, if I go slow and do it a stroke at a time, I can work it out. But yeah, Judge. No, that's an intelligent mind right there. So what else do we have? Oh no, main menu. Sorry. Yeah, we'll check out the gallery. Oh, you must run share at the DOS prompt and restart Windows. Well, bug you then. We're not doing that. I've done that before. It's a pain in the ass. Tessellation workshop. Okay. So what do we got? They can change like the points, and that changes. Oh, okay, and that just so we can move. Where is it? Hang on. I don't have much thing on my mouse. Oh, it doesn't want me to. We've given him a big penis. Oh, we just totally changed the look of it though. Oh, you can reset it. That's helpful. Oh, you can actually step back. That was like the undo button, I guess. Okay, and that doesn't work. Yeah, like putting a horse cock just makes it embed into the back of the other one's head. Fair enough. Oh, you can draw your own. You've got like a grid. You got some stamps. What's the stamp do though? Oh, you can like color in the outside if you want to make. Oh, you can put little faces and stuff on it. Okay, we got some crabs with some very phallic looking noses. Sure. Fishies. Geese. Doggies. Eels, I guess. Yep, lizards. Ants. Are they ants? Yeah, I think they're ants. And lizards again. And just print out one. Yeah, like fiddling around with that would be fun. No, still can't do a gallery. What else we got? Convex and concave. Ooh. I actually love it. Like, I've seen those videos around on YouTube, like the 80s, 90s ones that do these little animated thingies. Some like sweet synth music over the top of it. Okay. Are we getting help on this one? You can get help.
The object of the game is
get
to
rid
test
of
your
us.
ability to perceive spatial relationships.
Oh, okay.
First, select one of 3 levels of speed and complexity. then click Start. An object in or on the cube in the main area defines the space as concave or convex. You must decide if the object that appears in the button on the left, shown to you in perspective, can share the same space. If you decide that the object can be placed in or on the cube, click on the plane where you think it can be placed.
Oh, right.
If you decide
Oh,
that it
there's
cannot be
there's no
placed
noise
in
gating
or
on that
the
mic
cube,
though.
click
You got that
Skip.
D.L.A. Smith like inwards
Click
breath
on
kind of
Demo
deal.
if you want a sample of how the game is played.
Yeah, all right. Let's just start with level 1. Wow. All right. Probably fit there. Placing correct. Yeah. Ooh. Object cannot be placed. You lose 1 point apparently. Okay. Wrong place. Lose 1 point.
Skip.
Oh yeah. Skip correct. Okay. So you're trying to work it out relative to the what the other object that's there. So that one doesn't fit. Yep. Ladder. And you just keep going on like this.
Skip.
Okay. That one doesn't fit either. That one does. Yeah, righto. What's the higher levels though? How long do we? Oh, we just have to keep going on these.
Skip.
Game over. Yeah, righto. Good decisions, bad decisions. 9 points. All right, let's bump it up. Let's see what level. That's still freaking me out though. Okay, that one doesn't fit. Goes there. Go there. Object cannot be. Oh, okay. The perspective is wrong on that one, I guess.
Skip.
Yep. Yep. Fits on there. Yep. Ooh. Okay. So this one doesn't fit because it's saying this is like the outer wall, and that's like underneath or something. Yeah. Okay. No, that could. Oh, you're full of shit. I think. No, wrong skip. You lose a point again. All right. No.
Skip.
Skip correct. That doesn't fit. Yeah, no, this is a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Yeah, that'll fit on there. Got 10. Yeah, cool. All right, no, that's interesting. Animated Escher. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Yep. This is what you watch while high. And, oh, you can just, like, yeah, righto. Okay. Yeah, it's cool. I guess the developers, like, took this from one of his drawings and, like, extrapolated it out into 3D. Yeah, that's pretty well done. Yeah, righto. Yeah, that's the amazing thing. Like, the devs would have had an easy job just, like, doing this all on the computer, and Escher would have done it by hand. That's crazy. Just have a brain like that's just pretty fucking cool. Your little, yeah. Oh, it finishes the loop, and then yeah, okay. Was this one? Oh yeah, ants on like a little Mobius strip, going around by either side of it. Ad infinitum. Yep. What was this? Oh yeah, a little perspective one. Yeah, no, that's. Where's the ground and where's the air? I don't know. Okay. But yeah, the limitations of the CD means that you can only fit like 6 of those on there. Spheres. Oh, you can like zoom in on this one a little bit, or can you like? Oh no, you can zoom a bit. Yeah, righto. Yep. And that's amazing too. Also done by hand. Whereas you could like put this in a Photoshop filter in like 2 seconds. What else we got? No, that is a nice touch actually. The fact you can zoom in on it a little bit. To see a little minute details. Kids, keep the noise down there. this guy got a fucking big out on him? I mean, he's drinking wine. Probably put some weight on him eventually. Are they kind of like the those little wooden dummies you set up for posing if you want to like paint and draw and shit? Yeah, that's the one you want. Zoom right into that. Sit right down to the pixels. Oh, there's a strong lizard. He's very strong. Yeah, right. What else we have? Yeah, no, this one's still my favorite. I remember loving this one. And it seems like they said in the spiel before that like this is a mix of everything he likes. He's got the perspective, he's got the morphing, he's got the little pattern. Yeah, no, this one's cool. I like this one. And yeah, then ups it once again with chucking some mirrors in there. Yep. And some fishies. Yeah, and I guess that's where the detail starts to fade out. Just because you just run out of room. No, we had fishies. Yep, the geese one. I don't think I saw this one before. So, okay, it took me a while to figure that out. So it's a reflection of just like a muddy track along a path somewhere. You got some shoe prints, you got some tire tracks. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, that was spheres. Do some morphing. Oh, we can morph one thing into another thing? Yeah, right. Now that's pretty easy to do on the computer, isn't it? I want to get some little music with it too. Just play it forever. Can we turn a dog into a lizard, maybe? Yeah, that one works. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah. What else we got? Magic images. Oh, we get some magic eye shit going on. Okay, let's pick one I could probably see. Hang on. Okay, that's what you're meant to be seeing. I remember being able to do, like, I used to get the magic eye books all the time. I'm gonna see if I can still do it, because apparently you like cross your eyes, and as you uncross them, you gotta like put shit into focus. Hang on. Yeah, got it. Okay. It's really hard to tell what it actually is, but yeah, I've got like the perspective of it, I guess. Yeah, now they're crazy little things. Might try this one. Hang on, I'll try this one. But I don't know if this is coming up on the camera or not, but yeah, no, that one's come up again. Oh, and I've actually managed to get it as I've like put my head back too. Yeah, that's trippy. Yeah, because I think didn't the 3DS work on the same concept or something like that? Just something, yeah, it gets like a certain focal point on your eyes. I don't know. Impossible puzzles. Click to continue. MC. Oh yeah, MC Escher. So what's the puzzle involved? Do you just like put these together? Oh, righto. You just click and drag. Click at the menu button at the left, pick a new puzzle. Okay. Yeah, no, I defo smashed this the other day because there's yeah, because we did those like spatial awareness puzzles for Thingo. I think that goes that there. No, I don't know what I've created there. All right, hang on. Oh, this has got to be on top. Yeah, that goes on the bottom, and then that one. Is that? Oh no, this is out too far. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, fair enough. No, these are a little different. Oh god, that's a trip and a half, this one. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna go here. Helps it, yeah, the fact they're like overlapping doesn't help much either. Okay. No, these are just too weird. I don't know how we'd go on these ones. Maybe finish with an easy one. We'll do an S. Do a stushy symbol. Did these like Oh wow. Okay. Maybe this behind there, and then no, that comes out too far. Yeah, no, this is a weird one. Hang on. I guess maybe it's showing me the front perspective is where you gotta stick it. And it's sort of gotta. Well, we gotta. I guess you gotta work from the back too, don't you? Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't really got time to play for this one for too long. But that's it. No, that was actually really cool. Yeah, spent half an hour on it, but you'd spend a bit more time like with the puzzles and morphing and shit. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I didn't mind that.
I'm watching Death Sandals video, by the way. That's who the person is. So if you want to watch a full playthrough, Death Sandals,